It's Cooking with Cuisinart. Great recipes from master chefs. Now, one of America's greatest chefs, Hubert Keller from Fleur de Lis in San Francisco and Las Vegas, the Burger Bar in Las Vegas and St. Louis, and Sleek Steakhouse in St. Louis. And now, today's recipe.
Actually, today I'm preparing a chicken cacciatore, which is really a very famous braised, slow-cooked dish from Italy. And I'm using actually some chicken today. And then the whole idea on really cooking it very slowly to extract all the flavors out of a braising dish, I'm using a slow cooker. So I will be cooking this chicken for about 8 hours, and you will see the chicken still will not fall completely apart. It still holds together, but you have all the natural juices coming out of it, and it's probably one of the best dishes that you could prepare in a slow cooker. So let me show you how to do it. So over here I have 3 kinds of peppers and some onions, and what I'm trying to do now is slicing those peppers. First I'm using the 6mm disc. I just put the pepper in there, and of course the pepper have been hollowed out. So let's go with that. So I guess we get the green one and the orange pepper. How nice and easy really it slices. Now comes the onion. Okay, so once I have that, of course I'm gonna remove the blade, and I have all my vegetables sliced in here. So now over here is the second step of the recipe. Pretty simple again. I have one bowl. I lower the peeled and diced tomatoes. Then I have some dry oregano. I sprinkle that over. Then I have some dry basil. I'm adding 5 cloves of garlic, and I leave them whole. And I have a little bit of vermouth. That's probably the secret of that recipe. I'm adding the tomato paste. So here we go. So once I have that, I'm just going to start on stirring that gently and just mix it up. And once it's all mixed in, I will add my sliced vegetables into that little vegetable stew here. You can see how much flavor really is going into that dish. And again, it's a very classic, very famous dish in Italy where all those ingredients are making chicken cacciatore a classic. I'm basically ready. I'm going to let those vegetables sit here. So I have those vegetables ready. So now I will also slice up some mushrooms. I have some portobello mushroom. I have 2 nice caps, and of course you can see I removed the stems and the gills over here. So what I will do with that, I'm just gonna mince them and then just slice them like that, and just little minces. You just have to make sure you use a pretty sharp knife and you're just slicing through the mushrooms just like that. Okay, we're doing the second thing here. Just slice it down into 3. And these are pretty nice caps. Sometimes they're a little bit smaller, so you can use, let's say, 3 mushrooms. Okay. Okay, so once I have here the last one. So that's the other ingredients. So once I have that one ready, I'm going to the chicken right over here, and what I will be doing to the chicken is, first of all, I will season it with salt and pepper. So pretty generously salt and pepper. All right. Over there, and then of course I want to make sure I really season it on both sides. And you can see I left in the thighs, I left actually the bones in there, because again, just by cooking with the bone in, you have definitely much more flavor in the particular dish. So a little salt and pepper. And then of course, before I will sear off the chicken, what I will be doing to the chicken is just dredge it in some flour. And therefore, to put them in the flour, not to mess up the whole kitchen, I'll just show you a very little trick. I'm just going to take a bag, I put my flour in there, and then I will put these pieces of chicken, probably 3 at a time, put them in there. Or probably I think I can put probably all of them, it's going to work. So once I have that, I'm just going to seal it and just put the flour all around. And you shake it like a cocktail, and then you're totally ready. And now, of course, I will remove any excess of flour. So you can see. So what that does, it's first of all, it's you'll be able to put a nicer color on this chicken by browning it off with the flour on. But in the same time, that flour will also bind lightly or thicken up your sauce. So it has two functions. That's why we're actually putting the flours on the chicken. So once I have that, I have my mushrooms and I have my chicken. I'll move on the stove and I will sear off those ingredients. So now that I see that my oil is really smoking, we're ready to go, I'm lowering the chicken into the pan, just like that, very gently. And make sure I'm sear them up nicely to brown them and to keep all the juices into the chicken. Okay, we're just gonna make sure I keep that searing off now until I have a beautiful golden brown color on one side, and then I flip the chicken over and give the color on the other side. Now we'll flip over the chicken, and you can see the nice brown color that I have right here. So now what I'm doing, I'm giving the same nice brown color on the other side. Then we'll remove the chicken and actually sear the portobello mushroom in that same pan, in the same juices. I think the chicken is nice and golden brown on both sides. I will now remove the chicken. And then now I'm putting the portobello mushroom, and I just add it in the same fat, in the same oil. And then sear them up nicely and very quickly. Just gonna season them with a little bit of salt and pepper. And of course the mushrooms usually they soak up all the oil, they have like little sponges there. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more olive oil. And as soon as the mushrooms are ready, then I will start on building up actually that classic chicken stew. I guess I'm ready with the mushrooms over here. They're nice and seared, as you can see. So what I'm doing now, I will add those mushrooms into my vegetables. So imagine all those flavors are combined here. So right into it. Okay. And what I will do now is I will stir all those vegetables with the mushrooms and the bell peppers and the tomatoes and the garlic. So all those great ingredients right together. So once I have that, let me put the chicken together. It's very simple and it's actually very easy. So I have my slow cooker over here. What I'm doing now is just remove the lid and let me put 2 pieces of chicken into the slow cooker. Simple as it is, right in the center, right there. And now I'm using half of those vegetables and I cover up the chicken. So just like that. And you see how beautiful, how colorful it is. And I wish you can actually, those flavors right now, you can have those beautiful aromas that I can smell here. So once I have that, now I'm taking another 3 pieces of chicken. And you see, I just build it up. I put them on top, just like that, side by side. And then I'm just gonna cover up with the remaining vegetables and the juices on the bottom of my bowl in a tureen. Of course, now I'm putting a bay leaf, the secret ingredient. I'm gonna stick the bay leaf in here. And then once I have that, let me cover that up. And then I'm setting the temperature over here. I turn it on, set it on low, and definitely put it up to 8 hours. Okay, here we are. It's going, it's cooking for about 8 hours. So, and I have one ready right over here. And my God, you can really smell it. I mean, there's beautiful aromas with all those vegetables, and it's very juicy. It's actually beautiful. It's colorful also. So I'm gonna start plating it. So what we're doing here, let me show you how beautiful actually it is and how easy it was, and basically no labor. And imagine actually getting everything ready in the morning and then coming home from work and you have a beautiful dish like that ready where you can impress entire families or friends, or you can even actually plan on entertaining that particular night. You're coming home and everything is ready. So I think the slow cooker is the answer for that. Let me get some of those vegetables on top. And okay. And being French, I'm almost jealous that that dish is Italian. So here we are. We have the chicken cacciatore. It's very beautiful. I think what really enhances it is all the colors with the peppers and the mushrooms in there. And again, when everything comes together and cooks for 8 hours very slowly, there's no better way to enjoy a chicken. It's really nice, moist, and extremely juicy.